What's up, horse racing fans? Welcome to another episode of the Inside Post. We have for you this weekend another Kentucky Derby prep. Here we go to Sam F. Davis Stakes at sunny Tampa for a Kentucky Derby prep for points that are on the line for a lot of runners. We have what looks to be a pretty good field for the Sam F. Davis compared to what we've been used to seeing in some of these preps. We currently have 12 horses entered right now, and we can only keep our fingers crossed that we get all 12 of these horses entered. So we're going to give you a rundown of each horse, kind of what we project the pace setup or pace scenario to be, and give you our best bet, a contender, and one long shot pick for this wonderful Kentucky Derby prep for Saturday, February 10th. All right, first we're going right off to the rail. Big price here. Depending on where you're looking, Horse Racing Nation, Equibase have this horse about 30 to 50 to 1 currently. Number one in El Principito. This is an Accelerate colt. Michael Lorado and Gabriel Maldonado teaming up for this one here. Won his first career start, about 25,000 maiden. This was at Gulfstream Park, I believe, on the Tapeta. They went off at 18 to 1 and won in a field of 6 horses. So kind of like a big surprise there. And probably not going to have the same success as it kind of steps in here with some stakes horses or stakes company. Has tried stakes races. I believe it was the Pasco Stakes at Tampa. So it's familiar with Tampa. This horse was 99 to 1, finished 4th. It's not too bad. But a 99 to 1, obviously this horse is not getting any respect. Definitely a horse probably going to be a toss on most people's radars, and it's ever so if you're looking at it, yeah, this horse probably should be a simple toss. Does show some early speed, so that one hole, this could be one of our pace setups or pace horse in here. If the horse goes to the lead and the other was kind of let it go, that's fine. That way, we, kind of sets up some of these other runners a little bit better. Second, tireless. This one's interesting. Not this time for Todd Pletcher. Going to get Antonio Gallardo aboard. This one is 10 to 1. 4 starts, 1 win, 2 second place finishes. Started off on the turf. I believe it was at Kentucky Downs and then went to Keeneland. 2nd place, 5th place on the turf. And then, interesting, kind of tried to stay on the grass. And I think it was switched off to a main track at Churchill Downs and then ran 2nd. So, obviously, Connections thought maybe this horse is actually a better dirt runner. Pedigree is probably not going to say so. Came in, I believe, broke its maiden at Tampa. Kind of stalked the pace. Small field. I believe there's like 5 or 6 horses in there and was a heavy favorite, so should have won that pretty easily. 10 to 1, I think it's respectable. Definitely with the Pletcher horse coming in from, I guess you could say, second start on dirt, as it's been on grass twice. So this one, possibility of hitting the board in here, just because it's kind of an I don't know. Right now, it did finish 2nd on its first time on the dirt. However, I just think the pedigree is going to put this horse back to turf. I think they're just trying something here again, and this is a good spot to maybe steal a Derby prep or get some confidence boost into this horse. Race 3. Number 3, we have Patriot Spirit. This horse is currently 6 to 1 right now for Sammy Camacho, and I believe it is Michael Campbell. 4 races. I think it has 2 wins and then been off the board in 2 other starts. $78,000 in earning. Was a debut winner at Colonial Downs for these Connections. I believe it was in August. Was pretty low odds, 2 to 1. Went 7 furlongs. And then went into the Iroquois, or coming out of that Iroquois after Colonial. And did not have much there. He did set the pace and came up empty down the stretch. So almost, are we thinking that the mile is a little bit too long for Patriot Spirit? So is the distance of this Derby prep going to get this one or get the best of Patriot Spirit? The horse looks to be more of a sprinter. I do think Patriot Spirit will play into pace factor or pace scenario in here with the one El Principito. I think those two will be our early dictators of what the pace will look like. Number 4, we have Crazy Mason. We have Michael Sanchez and GD Sacco. So Gregory Sacco coming in for this one. This is a cold front colt, currently 10-1, 6 starts. A big number on the start side of things for a 3-year-old. Starting off its 3-year-old season, if you would. 2-1 so far. Lifetime over $100,000. So the horse has done some pretty good running. Broke its maiden by 10 lengths at Saratoga in like a wow factor or wow fashion. Has a big closing kick. I think the closing speed factor is almost ranked at the top with some of these other stakes threats in here, sources that came out of big stakes races. So Crazy Mason is interesting at a 10-1 price right now, and is probably one that we are using in that contender or that long shot pick. Placed second twice at Delaware Park behind Copper Tax, who is also in here, the number 7. And then in the inaugural at Tampa was beaten out by Patriot Spirit, who we just talked about. That was the horse that's coming off of grass. No, not coming off of grass. That was the speedster, the one that can get out, but maybe not wanting to get a mile or over a mile. So Crazy Mason's interesting at 10-1 right now. Did get first time Lasix last time out and won that allowance. So we'll see if the second time Lasix, or if they stick with Lasix, or if they take them off of Lasix, what that will do for this horse. Number 5, we have No More Time. This one, again, is kind of up in the air depending on where you're looking. If you're looking at America's Best or Equibase, America's Best has the horse at 7-2. Equibase has the horse at 10-1. So take what you will. A couple other sites have this horse at 12-1. So it's kind of hard to decide. So I'm thinking the horse is going to be probably 8-1 or in the 12-1 mark. This is Jose D'Angelo with Paco Lopez. Paco Lopez won the Big Derby prep last week on Hades, so he's kind of a hot jockey right now, trending up in these prep races, so kind of one to watch for that. 3 starts, 1 win, 1 second for this No More Time colt. This is an Iowa bred horse right now. Sold at Keeneland for about $40,000, so these are always the ones you got to watch because they always make the headlines of the lower price horses beating these $1 million babies. So I think this horse was entered in the Holy Bull, scratched out of there. And is this an easier field for No More Time? Probably than what the Holy Bull was, with Fierceness and some of those other competitors. I just think he does come in against some very good horses as well. Change of Command, West Saratoga, Fulminio is a really good horses. So I don't know if this was a better spot, but Connections obviously thinking that this would be a better spot. It does get the jockey Paco aboard, who would have been on Hades. So interesting to see what this one is. Probably leaving this one off of our tickets and off of our wagerings. Just one that is kind of not really in the best interest right now. Next, we have number 6. This is a Gate Road, a quality road colt with Todd Pletcher, Jose Ortiz. So here's Todd Pletcher's big runner that he is putting in here outside of Tireless, number 2. This one is probably going to be the post-time favorite, the horse that probably is going to get a lot of attention, with maybe a couple others or one other one in here. Second by nose in his first start at Saratoga. So the horses that have that Saratoga form or have kind of shipped from Saratoga usually are running really well. So we kind of have taken note of that. will come off a pretty decent layoff, however, so we haven't seen this horse in quite some time. Was a grade 2 winner on turf, is going to make his dirt debut in the Sam Davis. So yes, we sometimes see the turf to dirt statistics or data really kind of pick up on these horses. If he's a grade 2 winner on turf, I mean, he's coming in here against a weak competition, so he's due to run really well. However, that's always kind of something to take note of or note in your handicapping. You know, the first time under, it's kind of a big adjustment or somewhat of adjustment for some of these horses. Winner, I believe he's won like 2. Yeah, he's won 2 lifetimes, so each of those have came on the turf. So again, connections are trying this horse on the dirt. Take note, Todd Pletcher has won this race. I think it was 7 times. And last year he won it with Litigate, who skipped off of the Derby Trail. But take note, obviously, of Pletcher just putting horses in the Sam F. Davis. He expects them to run big. So I think this one has a better chance of the 2 Pletchers to run big. A Gate Road and Tireless. I would definitely take a Gate Road here. Probably going to sit in that second option for us or third option for us on our wagering menu. Next, we have Copper Tax, 8-1 right now. This one is out of Copper Bullet for Gary Cupano and Charlie Marquez. 7 times this horse has raced. Another one that has been heavily raced as a 3-year-old. So, big times, $250,000 earnings. Won a $50,000 maiden, second race at Delaware. So a lot of these horses you see kind of coming off or coming out of smaller tracks. We have some Colonials, Delaware, and I think the biggest one so far has came from Saratoga and a Gate Road. And we have some coming from Churchill and Keeneland. 5 victories in a row. Of course, the first 4 were at Delaware. And then he comes into the Rocky Run Stakes, going a mile with a front-end effort, so got out early in that race. And then kind of before entering in the Sam F. Davis, picked up the J.F. Lewis at Laurel Park. And I think he was 6th in the Remsen, which was the Derby Trail. So grade 2. He does have stakes races, stakes capabilities. This one is probably under a Gate Road if we were to use this one. I just don't like... I know it's been raced heavily 7 times. Comes in, the speed figures are hit or miss. 5 victories in a row is nice. It was at Delaware, so the competition is take what you want and look at that into perspective. I think there's other definitely better horses in here to put over top of Copper Tax. Number 8, Ever Do It, 20-1. I believe we have Gary and Kevin Rice on this one with Huber Gomez as the jockey. 4-1-1, 46,000 in earnings. Broke its maiden in its second start. This was at Tampa, going 2 turns. 3 weeks later, comes back in an allowance, finishing second. That was a cutback, so going back out, sticking to that mile. I think the horse was in the Mucho Macho Man at Gulfstream Park and finished dead last. So I think they're trying to figure out where this horse wants to be. Does it want to be at a mile, 2 turns? We going back to sprints? So they're just entering it in here. Maybe get lucky, pick up some Derby points. Definitely going to be a long shot in here. I think it was 20-1 right now. The horse is probably going to be a little bit heavier than that. Column post time. And 9, we have Change of Command, 3-1. Right now, I believe this was Shug McGahee's and Tyler Gaffleone. This is an Into Mischief colt for the connections in here. Pair of wins at Gulfstream Park. Seems to be getting better with each start for Shug. Likes to stay close to the pace, has enough speed to do that. Has already won at this distance. So definitely 3-1 is probably going to be the betting contingent in here with possibly a Gate Road or even West Saratoga, who we're getting ready to talk about. 5 starts, 4 change of command, 2 wins, 1 second, and 1 third. Like I said, those 2 wins coming off of from Gulfstream. Has been on the New York circuit, so has ran at Aqueduct Saratoga early on, and was a horse that did get Lasix. So again, are we going to see the horse on Lasix? Is he coming off of Lasix? And he has the best dirt speed in the field. He will get blinkers on as an additional adjustment in here. So take note that change of command will get blinkers coming into this Derby prep. Next, we have West Saratoga, 8-1, the Exaggerator colt for Larry Dermite and Jesus Castano. 8 starts for this horse, 2 and 4 so far, so it's definitely loaded up on the second place finishes, 304,000. Most experienced horse in the field, no doubt, with those 8 starts. Leader in earnings, and the only one that comes in with actual Derby points. I believe he's sitting at 11 that he got from the Iroquois. Finished 5th in the Breeders' Futurity. He did win the Pasco that we talked about earlier, that I believe Patriot Spirit or Crazy Mason was coming out of. So at 8-1, this one is definitely an interesting contingent. Has experience, probably is going to stalk in here with a lot of speed, what it seems to be looking like. Change of command looks like he's going to press. West Saratoga looking to stalk. So definitely those 1 and 2s are definitely interesting on the side of what's going to happen in the pace scenario. Number 11, we have Full Manino, 20-1 Bolt d'Oro for Arnold Decor for Daniel Centeno. 5 starts, 1 win, 2 seconds, and a third for this $87,000 making baby. Third place finish at Delaware, so another one that's coming from Delaware. Broke its maiden at Colonial. Second to a Gate Road in the Pilgrim on turf. And then was 11th in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile turf with a troubled start. But again, on turf, here we are going to dirt. Came back to dirt, ran second in allowance at Tampa to Crazy Mason. It's hard to understand what this horse is going to do. The horse obviously has been on turf for 3 starts and then comes in and kind of runs unexpectedly good coming onto the dirt. Bolt d'Oro is the pedigree, so I mean it has that built in. I believe it was second and then comes back again in a second to Crazy Mason. Has ran against some big fields, especially in the Breeders' Cup, but it did finish 11th in that, and then a Gate Road. So I think the horse is kind of that in between. 20-1, I just don't know if there's enough there to cause any stir. And lastly, we have number 12, Elian Meadows, 5-1. This is a City of Light colt for Bill Mott, Jr. Alvarado. 2 starts, 2 wins, $79,000 in earning. New York bred, coming down south to sunny Tampa. Won both of his starts against state breds at Aqueduct at the end of 2023. Comes off a huge layoff of about 2 months, where he broke his maiden in November. Went up against 10 sprinters. His horse was 15-1. And kind of, got people looking at maybe we should put this horse on the Derby Trail. Won his first level allowance, pressed the pace, was 7-2 in there, so kind of people had a pretty good bead on the horse. And then he beat the horse that came back to win his next start. So definitely one that's going to get a lot of attention. I mean, you got Bill Mott, Jr. Alvarado. Those are always sneaky plays. 2 for 2 coming in, the only undefeated horse right now. The only one that's been consistently running on dirt, it seems like. And another one that's, going to press or sit just off the pace. So we have a lot of these horses that are looking to set off or press the pace in here. Like we said, probably number 1, and I believe it was 4, Crazy Mason, going to go to the lead early and kind of push that pace out. And then you have a slew of other horses that are going to stalk or press the pace as much as possible. So, all right, so our picks, obviously. Here we go. We kind of give you a rundown of each of these wonderful 12 contenders. I mean, a full field. It's tough right now to bet against number 9. Change of Command looks to be the horse with the speed right now, and speed kind of wins everything. McGahee's kind of got this horse in the right mind. He's training well. I believe he gets Tyler Gaffalione aboard. Looks to be the horse that's going to be post-time favorite. 3-1 currently right now is the favorite for the morning lines, and this one is probably going to take money as well. Going to sit close to the pace. Tyler Gaffalione is really good at sitting close to the pace and knowing when to push the button to make that horse go. I love the full field. It's a tough one. Number 12, Elian Meadows. You have to give credit to this horse as well. Coming in undefeated. Bill Mott, Junior Alvarado. Yes, there's the connections enough. Has yet to go longer than 6.5 furlongs. That's the big question mark there. Depending on what you are getting on this horse, if you're getting 15-1, 10-1, I think Elian Meadows is a good underneath play and looks to be our long shot bet in here, or long shot pick, especially if we get 15, 12-1 on Bill Mott and Junior Alvarado. And our contenders that could challenge change of command. Gate Road is just a big question mark right now, coming off from turf, trying this dirt yet again, but it's Jose Ortiz, Todd Pletcher. If you're betting a Pletcher, this is the one to bet against, or bet with, rather than tireless. Kind of a sneaky pick. Obviously, Pletcher is putting this horse in here, these two horses in here, thinking a Gate Road has a better chance. So that's always kind of just something to take note of okay, the trainer has two horses. Obviously, this one is the better one. So probably a Gate Road will be our third slot contender. And West Saratoga will be in that field as well. So if you're playing a Superfecta, we have for you, let me make sure I get it in the right order, 9 Change of Command, 10 West Saratoga, 12 Elian Meadows, and I skipped 6 a Gate Road for our Superfecta for the Sam F. Davis. Again, hopefully we get a full field of 12 horses. Very interesting, very sneaky picks in here as well. Crazy Mason and where'd my other one go? No More Time are definitely interesting ones. No More Time, undefeated, coming out of Iowa, or an Iowa bred horse that has had some success. Elian Meadows, currently 15-1, big price right now for us. That's our long shot pick. Comes in undefeated, but yet to run over 6.5 furlongs. You have the Todd Pletcher, Jose Ortiz contingent of a Gate Road coming from turf, trying dirt yet again. West Saratoga, the red hot Larry Dermody, comes in with this horse that seems to be the experience of the field and know his spot in some big races. And our top pick in number 9, Change of Command for Shug McGahee, Tyler Gaffalione. The two are hitting at enormous clips right now. Has the speed of the field and looks to be one of the sharper formed horses coming in to this Kentucky Derby prep. So there's our bets and picks for this Kentucky Derby prep for the Sam F. Davis. We hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to comment, like down below your post or your picks for the Derby prep at Tampa Bay. And make sure you give us subscribe, because we are going to keep pushing out these weekly Kentucky Derby preps every week until the first Saturday in May. We thank you for watching and hope you win big.